7 on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm 11 as September 1st approaches my need grows. Oh, come along, call the road. It's time for us to continue the story where the doctor's headed next. No one knows. Oh, please bring me more Doctor Who. Oh, Series 7, I need you. So I was on Tumblr the other day, and this picture came up of the That's So Sweet Life of Hannah Montana. Do you guys remember when that came out and it was like the biggest thing to hit television? Well, for some of us it was, and for me it was like the biggest deal ever. I mean, Disney used to do it right. They used to combine their fandoms together, which was the best thing in the world. And I remember the day that came out because it's attached to a very important and disturbing story for me. And I thought I'd share that with you guys today. The story starts off on the day that That's So Sweet Life of Hannah Montana came out. And I don't remember the exact date, but I remember what I was doing that day. See, when I was little, I used to get these things on my eyes called stys. For those of you who don't know what a sty is, it's kind of like a blister pimple thing on your eyelid. And that sounds disgusting. And I used to get them all the time. People would always go, oh, what's that? I'm like, it's a sty. They're like, what's that? And I had to explain it. 5 minutes later, they ask again, oh, what's that? I'm like, it's a sty. It's disgusting, I know. But just stop badgering me about it. No! So I'd walk around with these things, and they were disgusting looking, but they were pretty easy to get rid of. I mean, all you'd really have to do is, like, put a hot compress on it and just wait for it to die down. You just had to make sure it wasn't inflamed, and once it stopped being inflamed, it would go away. Well, one day I got a really bad one of these, and every time I'd try and put a hot compress on it, it did nothing. I mean, we worked for weeks on this thing, and finally we said, okay, it's time to go to the doctors. And that brings us to the day that the That's So Sweet Life of Hannah Montana premiered, or the day that I had to visit the doctor for the worst freaking doctor visit in my life. Oh my God. So we get into this doctor's office, and he's telling me that, oh, it's just going to be a simple procedure. All we need to do is get rid of this thing because it's not going to go away on its own. It's underneath the eyelid as well, so we've just got to remove it. Now, when a doctor says the word remove, immediately, for a child who does not like going to the doctor's office, i.e. me, the things I'm picturing in my head are like evil scientists with all these scary tools that buzz and chop things and cutting me open. I'm picturing a nightmarish version of Operation, and oh my God, all the things in my head were so terrifying, and I'm like, okay, remove the sty, that sounds fun. So at this point I'm freaking out, and he says, no, it's just gonna be simple, you won't even feel a thing, because we're gonna give you a shot first. I don't like needles, and I really hated them back then. I mean, it was a bad fear. And here's the fun part, this shot goes right here. That is way too close to my eye. What if all of a sudden he goes, whoops, I could die. I didn't know he was gonna, like, kill me or something. I didn't want to get a shot. I didn't want to get killed. So as soon as he said that, I'm just, no, I am not sitting in that chair. You are not pinning me down. No, there is no way. And my mom started to get really frustrated with me, because at this point, I shit you not, I was on the floor, in the corner of the office, in the fetal position, crying my eyes out, because I did not want to get this shot. And my mom, she got really, really frustrated. She was starting to yell at me how I was embarrassing and how the doctor just wanted to get this over with. And then she found my weakness. If you don't sit down in that chair, you are not watching your special on television tonight. The Sweet Life and Hannah Montana and Raven, you don't get to watch that. You don't get to watch that at all. We are going home, and you are going to sit in your room, and you are going to just stay there. Probably with a little bit more authority, but however she would have said that, it worked. So I went and sat down in the chair, and the doctor gave me a smile that said, "Mwahaha, I'm in control now." But not in the creepy rapist way. Although, come to think of it, back then, I'm sure it would have been the equivalent of that. And he says to me, this is just going to be really quick. Then he proceeds to describe the rest of what he's going to do. Which, sorry dude, that was the worst move you could have made. So the first thing he tells me is, we're going to give you the shot. I was already on board with that. Okay, shot, got it, done. So then he says, then we're going to use this tool, which then he proceeds to pick up the most terrifying looking tool I've ever seen. It looked like something from a horror movie. He says, and we're just gonna put it right next to your eye and flip your eyelid open, and it'll hold it there. I'm sorry, you're gonna flip my eyelid inside out? No, you're not. That doesn't sound healthy or comfortable, so please get away from me. I was terrified. This was not good. This was not good at all. And he's just sitting there talking like this is just something he does every day, which I'm sure is something he does quite often. Then he goes on to the next step. He says once my eyelid is flipped open, he's going to make a small incision in the sty. And he could have used any other verb here, but he said, and then I'm going to scrape it out. Scrape. For a child who does not want to do this, he could have said, I'm just going to gently sweep everything away. I'm going to gently remove it, like he said earlier. But no, he said, I'm going to scrape it out. Like, the things I'm picturing in my head, I'm like, oh god, my eyelid's so thin, he's just going to tear right through it. Oh my god, I'm going to die. I didn't think I was going to make it out of there alive. I honestly did not. I sat through that shot, I sat through the eyelid flipping inside out, and I sat through the scraping, which, even though I was under numbing, I could feel something. It was really weird feeling, and I don't know how to describe it, but it felt like aliens were having a raid inside my head. So, God no. The best part of that was that when I did get home, on the way home I got Juice Shack, and then I got to sit down on the couch all night and just watch TV to my heart's content, which included the That's So Sweet Life of Hannah Montana, which still is one of my favorite things ever. But seriously, if I ever have to go through something like that again, no, never again. Never again. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed my traumatizing story. And remember, you can click the subscribe button, you can comment down the doobly-doo, my address thingy for postcards will be there, and if you're wondering what the hell is she talking about with postcards, there will be a link to the postcard project right here. So you can click on that and decide if that's something you want to do. So, yes, goodbye, and Sonic Screwdriver is gone again. Okay, so anyway, yeah, that's end of video, and outro sequence that I don't have. ALLONS-Y. CBS is clearly trying to kill us. Don't blink.